Okay, so part 3. More text messages. This is the moment of the inspection. In case you're wondering, in Maryland, you cannot record someone without their consent. You can't even record their audio. I don't think you can record their physical. So we don't have any videos of these inspection processes because it's a felony. We don't want to go to jail. Okay? But I can tell you more about text messages because we do everything in writing, because when it comes to the law, stupid tends to talk a lot. All right. So this is the night before. My sister sends a text and it reads like this. Oh, before I dive into it, please go ahead, press like and subscribe. And okay, let's go. So, the first text message from my sister to Christina is, "Hi Christina, I just want to confirm that I'll be coming by with Troy tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. for the inspection." Yes, see you tomorrow. Now, tomorrow comes and it's 2:11 p.m. Now, the inspection is at 3 p.m. At 2:11 p.m., we get a text from her that goes like this. "Hi, Paul. Can you come tomorrow or this weekend? My son and I tried a new restaurant last night and we've been sick all day." Now, mind you, this is the attitude of someone who rolled her neck, threatened us a few days before and be like, "You're not coming here. The tenant and landlord is shit." Do you remember? Look at this different tone of voice, right? Okay. Remember. Anyway, nothing to remember. Let me continue. All right. So let's continue. And my son and I tried a new restaurant last night and we've been sick all day. I figured everything would have run its course by now, but I guess not. I've been in the bathroom all day. Any other time that works for you, I try to rearrange my schedule or at least make sure my son is here to walk you through. I'll also work on a list of things that I wanted to ask you about. Thank you. She was so nice about it. But by this point, you know, we were no longer fooled. We were on to her by that point. So we reply. "What do you think? Tomorrow, this weekend doesn't work for me." "No problem. What day next week works for you?" "I'll ask my husband if he can do tomorrow or this weekend." "Can you do tomorrow noon?" "Yeah, that's fine." Now, this is the answer of someone who's been sick and throwing up and in the bathroom all freaking day, right? To schedule the inspection the next day at noon. All right, you're sick. "Okay, he'll be here tomorrow at noon." So tomorrow arrives. "We're here." Okay, coming now." 5 minutes later, "Are you home?" So eventually she opens the door and they walk in. And here's what happened. So there's no text message for that and there's no video for that. But we always write a summary in a due process. Every time there's an inspection, we write a summary in the maintenance ledger as to how the inspection went. And so here's how it went. According to my sister and my brother, the place was filthy. My sister was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even want to step." It was filthy. It was smelly. It was like, I don't understand how anybody can live here. It smelled so bad that my sister thought there was an animal in here. But the main thing about the inspection was that she actually refused access to the rooms upstairs. And we told her, look, an inspection is not looking at whatever you want us to look at. We got to inspect the whole thing. Everything needs to be looked at. So long story short, the inspection was deemed incomplete, and she wouldn't let us in. And we're not about to use force. Look, we're not in the business of putting hands on people. She physically put her body in front of the doors and didn't want to let us into the rooms upstairs and into the basement downstairs. So in other words, our inspection was just the kitchen and the living room. And it's like, what kind of inspection is that? We got to see the whole house. She won't let us upstairs and she won't let us downstairs. So to us, it was very clear she's hiding something. And so we told her, look, we're not going to force our way in there. We're going to come back again because this inspection is incomplete. And that's that. So look, long story short, we tried a total of 4 times to get access to our property, to do the inspection. And out of those 4 times, Christina called the cops on us 1 time. So our own property, the tenant called the cops on our own property during a legal inspection date. And so the cops asked us, of course, do you have the notice? Which we did. Do you have the deeds? Yes, we did. Do you have the copy of the lease? Yes, we did. And the cop were like, look, tenant, they have the right to come in. And she still refused. And the cop came back out and said, you know what? It's not a criminal situation. It's a civil matter. So we can't force you into the inspection, into the property, because you didn't call us for a police escort. And so the cop said, next time, call us for a police escort and it will escort you into your property. So we did that. We went home, we sent her another 24-hour notice, and we told her we were coming with a police escort. And she let us in. And when we saw the state of our property, it was filthy. It was even more filthy than the first small time we went in. The doors were off the hinges. I mean, it was like a mammoth just took a shit. And it not only did it smell, but it was completely a disaster. I was like, who lives like this? And you know what? I laughed. I did. I laughed. And the reason why I laughed is because I could not wait to not only get her out, but I couldn't wait to experience this next process. As much as uncomfortable it was a great learning experience because we were learning firsthand what it's like to be a landlord. We were learning firsthand the process and what nobody talks about, which is the nightmare or the potential nightmares of being a rental investor, to have a rental property. And without knowing, Christina actually taught us a lot of lessons. And it taught us a few things. It taught us that a process works. A process of documenting everything works. A process of communicating with the tenant on a business standpoint and not an emotional standpoint works. And the third thing also what Christina taught us is that doing this under the umbrella of a company protected our assets from lawsuits. And also it protected us in terms of financial damages. All the money we spent, everything we spent to this point is expensible as a business. And then lastly, we have insurance. So financially, we are not scared. And the mortgage, we can afford the mortgage. The mortgage, we did the math with this property. The mortgage is peanuts for us. The water bill, peanuts for us. Do you understand? And Christina taught us the importance of being able to do due diligence and understanding and making sure that the first step, the first foot you put in there better be the best foot you can be. Because whatever came after, if we were not ready, if we were not prepared, it would have damaged us financially, emotionally. It would have been a disaster. So that's that. So at the end of this, at the end of this inspection nightmare, where we finally were able to get inside the property and see how disgusting it was, we immediately sent her a renewal of non non-lease, a non-renewal of lease, immediate. The next couple of days, we expedited that letter, and we told her, you got 60 days to leave. Immediately. And her response was, oh my God, I just moved in. I just moved in with my son. You want me to leave? And we told her, look, it's none of our business. It's none of our business. Look, you need to leave. If you don't leave by 60 days, we will start the eviction process. And, she didn't like that. And because she didn't like that, she stopped paying rent. But because she paid early, Christina's issue was not the payment of rent. The issue was that she is filthy and she doesn't understand due diligence. She's hard to do business with. Like tenants, paying your rent on time is one aspect of being a good tenant. If you're difficult to do business with, I don't want to deal with you. Do you know what I mean? If you're just going to damage my property, you're hard to reach, impossible to get in there and do inspections, I have no interest to deal with you. You need to understand that everybody is replaceable. Someone out there who needs a place to stay, who's easier to deal with, and will pay their rent on time. You're not special. Just like I'm not special, you're not special. And so when we sent her that notice of non-renewal, her attitude changed. She was like, but okay, if I let you inspect the property, can I stay? No, our mind were made up. You need to go. Okay, if she put on all those if, and we're like, no, we do not want to do business with you anymore. You need to leave. And the truth of the matter is, of course, she didn't leave because we're still going through an eviction process. So in her mind, she was like, oh, okay, I'm taking this personally. So she stopped paying rent and she didn't leave. And she also sues us, which I'll tell you more about that in the next part. Yeah, she sues us. I'll tell you about it next time. See you next time. But first, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for the next part when she sues us. She sues us.